Welcome to the world of ham radio. How this ham radio communication has started? It has having a very lengthy history. The first radio operator is considered to be Marconi. But in fact, if we talk facts, three scientists' contributions which led to the invention of radio communication. These scientists are Nikola Tesla, the forgotten genius, Marconi, who has received the patent rights on radio communication, and he has received later Nobel Prize also for his contribution. The another Indian scientist, Jagadish Chandra Bose. All these three scientists simultaneously, more or less, they have worked for radio communication. They have succeeded in their attempt. But always there was arguments and fight, competition, which ultimately led to the invention of radio communication. Tesla's his aim and objective was something different. He wanted to use wireless system for transmitting the electricity one point to another point without using wires. Marconi is having a different objective. He wanted to provide communication, particularly those sailors frequently sailing on the sea. So they are finding a bit difficult to communicate to the land. They all are after Marconi to find out some remedy, some device. His idea was something different, to provide communication without having any wires. Graham Bell already invented a telephone those days, communicating one place to another person using wires. But in that process, the difficulty is wherever we wanted to communicate, there should have the wires. Providing wires, establishing this type of communication a bit difficult, needs lot of laborious job. Certain places, if wireless communication device was not invented, if we think on that manner, it would be highly impossible to communicate to aircraft. So Nikola Tesla, he always putting all his efforts for producing free power using earth gravity, and his fundamental principles and thoughts were something different to that of other scientists. He was having already a competition between Edison. Edison was another scientist who invented electrical bulb and already established his company, the electricity based on direct current. Already he started electricity supply to the entire New York City. He lighted all the New York City with direct current. But there were some problems in the process they have faced. This direct current, heavy losses are there, transmission losses. To avoid these losses, the conductor's diameter, we have to increase the conductor like copper. It is not at all possible. It is technically, it's not feasible also. Whereas Nikola Tesla is having some other ideas. He was having obsession with the alternative current. Whatever problems that were being faced, to find out the remedy, proper remedy, always it thoughts alternative current in his mind. In that direction, he worked. In the process, there was a big fight between Tesla and Edison. Ultimately, Tesla has proved alternative current is the viable option to overcome the transmission losses. Otherwise, DC current for every 2 kilometers for supplying the DC without having much losses, power station have to be established for every 2 kilometers, whereas in the AC, that can be generated and easily transferred to one point to another point without having much losses, hundreds of kilometers. So presently, whatever alternative current that we are utilizing, that is due to the brain work of Tesla only. In the process, Marconi succeeded in his attempt by sending the electromagnetic waves over the Atlantic Ocean. Those days, already Oersted and other scientists they have explored and invented, discovered current flowing conductor produces magnetic field. Some scientists like Marconi and Tesla, like this, they were having a different opinion. When the current flowing conductor produces magnetic field, why it cannot be used to produce electricity? They started thinking in a reverse direction. Ultimately, they have succeeded. That was the root cause of invention of dynamo. And basically, alternative current, when it made to pass through a conductor, when frequency is crossing, it's reaching to the very high frequency, some part of the energy that will be leaving the conductor radiated from the conductor in the form of energy, electromagnetic energy. This electromagnetic energy can travel through the air thousands of kilometers without having much problem. That is the root cause of radio communication. Marconi has succeeded in his attempt to experimentally shown to the world sending the signals over the Atlantic Ocean. Whatever technology that we are enjoying today, star plus or star minus, due to their innovative ideas. Ultimately, patent rights have been accorded to Marconi and Nobel Prize was accorded to him for his contribution. But strictly speaking, at the same time, Jagadish Chandra Bose also made some contribution with regard to radio communication. All his work was still in the Bengal Library, Kolkata, prior to making experiments done by Marconi. But Tesla's objective was something different. He wanted to transport this electricity without using any wires one point to another point. Of course, it was not materialized due to the investment problem. Investors were not supported his theory. They have not provided finance funds for his experiments. So he has not succeeded. So that is a different story. Now, when it comes to radio communication, the Marconi is said to be the first person who invented radio. He got all the credit. At the same time, other scientists, Samuel Morse, Armstrong, they were also doing some experiments utilizing this ham radio. They set up a communication system and having communication, internal communication with one another. But later many people have joined, but that necessitated, because of mushrooming of these radio stations worldwide, which necessitated regulation. In order to regulate these radio waves, radio stations, some rules and regulations was framed up. Thus, international telecommunication was established, and in India, wireless planning coordination was set up in the year 1952. But in fact, the first ham radio license was given to a West Bengal ham 100 years back. Till then, this ham radio From now then onwards, ham radio license is being given to the individual persons provided they qualifies in some examination. Even after start of this activity 100 years back, still many people are not having much idea. Even after this activity was started 100 years back in West Bengal in India, but it has not gained the proper required momentum. Our population is more than 145 crores, but when comes to activity, that we are still in the beginning place only. The activity wise, we are unable to stand before small countries like Indonesia. There are some problems that we are able to overcome one by one, taking a cue from the advanced countries, how they are developing, how they are encouraging ham radio to their civilians. The rules and regulations are very, very simple. With regard to sanction of ham radio license, procurement of equipment, all this process was very simple. In India also, government encouraging by seeing the potential usage of ham radio. If we go to colleges, universities, many colleges and university faculty members themselves not having any idea about this activity. Then forget about the students. If the faculty members, the professor themselves not having any idea about this activity, how they will propagate? One way or other, technological advancement depends upon the strength of ham radio operators. Japan is having more number of radio operators, which resulted in development of electronics in that country. The reason behind this, ham radio operators, they will be doing some experiments always. Some people, they will contribute finding out new solutions in the radio antennas, and some people they will concentrate on the circuits, and some people they will contribute their service in finding out the propagation conditions and other related matter. They will do research work. All these things will definitely contribute to the growth of communication, and as a whole it will definitely will have impact on the growth of development of electronic field. Knowingly, most advanced developed countries, United States of America, Britain, Japan, all these countries are encouraging ham activity in many forms. They are encouraging their students. In Japan, a school-going boy, they knows very well about this activity when compared with the IIT students. In India, they may not be having much knowledge about this ham radio activity. When comes to Japan, a school-going boy, he will have better knowledge about this activity. If we want to excel in the field of electronics, we have to encourage this activity to the schools levels, college levels. We are having a massive population, 145 crores. And the advantage of our country is 65% of our people is less than that of 35 years of age. Almost 50% of people are less than 25. We motivate all this student community, youngsters, towards this ham radio activity. Many wonders may happen. Already, even though our ham radio operators number is small, they are doing tremendous work For example, UBTX, the most advanced software-defined radio, SPTX, that is being manufactured by our Hyderabad people. It is a combined effort of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. It is creating ripples in the entire world. Whole world they knows about their contribution. Particularly, quite a number of people are giving reviews in YouTube, talking great about SPTX. But surprisingly, ironically, nobody from India, they have not commented about the work of about our people. So we need to focus on colleges. At about 6,000 institutes are there. Yearly, about 1.5 million people are coming from these educational institutes as engineers. This number is very, very big when compared to the cumulative number of US and China. If we could able to at least motivate 1% of number from this student community towards this ham activity, we will certainly were sure to become number one in the field of electronics. There is no dearth of intellectual people in our country. All these new ideas, even the number is very, very less, new ideas, different types of things are coming out from our people only. If we could able to manage to mobilize more number of people, ultimately which led to development of electronic field. So when comes to ham radio examination and other things, it's very, very easy. Particularly, engineering students easily can prepare for this examination. There are two types of grades. One is general and another one is restricted. The restricted grade itself, one can talk to anywhere in the world. They can have the global communication. When it comes to general grade, one should know about Morse code. People are having a wrong opinion about this Morse code. Morse code is very, very easy, provided one concentrate fully, completely, one can be proficient enough in sending and receiving in Morse code in a period of 30 days. 30 days, 1 hour is enough to attain complete proficiency Morse code. And the rest of the things are same, general and restricted. And once qualifies in the examination, amateur radio license, radio worldwide communication will be given by the Minister of Telecommunication, Government of India. It is a lifetime. Remember, once you receive this license, it is going to be with you for lifetime. We can utilize these licenses till we attain at an age of 80 years, and depending upon the situation, this license will be extended furthermore. So it is very, very easy, and we all know the role being played by ham radio operators in the disasters. Whatever communication facilities are there, that will be disturbed in a one go. We have seen in Hudud how cyclone was wreaked havoc and which left a trail of destruction in Visakhapatnam. All the existing communication was collapsed in a matter of minutes. So-called prestigious towers were twisted in 360 degrees, but only one communication that can be arranged in a matter of minutes. That is none other than ham radio. Ham radio operators are trained people. They can establish the link and provide the vital communication. So that is why worldwide ham radio operators are considered to be the national resource. I request to join in this ham radio bandwagon to serve our nation whenever our services are needed. With this, I would like to call it a day, and I wanted to meet you all with some other subject.